Hello, Dr. Schwer here. Want to talk a little bit about the revised proposal paper directions. I realized that the paper I had posted last week was really an example of a paper that I use in another class. And I think it would be more helpful for us to um, consider a paper that is focused on workplace proposals that you might do. So again, the basic directions are the same. The papers that you proposed can still be written. So I'm not asking you to revise your proposal for your paper, um, the topic that you chose. What I am asking you to do is to uh, think about the proposal in terms of these parts. And this is a lot less like the traditional research paper that you may be familiar and comfortable with from your academic classes. This is more like the kind of proposal that you would be submitting in the business or government world. Again, there are variations. If you are applying for a grant, you need to follow the steps that the grant calls for. And so there's some variation in this. There is no one template that works for every situation in terms of proposals. But this is a good standard outline given in the Howdy or Hello book that gives you the main parts that would be part of any proposal you're asked to do. You want to start out with an executive summary, which is one paragraph detailing what you want to do and why. Very briefly, if that's the only thing the reviewer reads, they know whether or not it's a proposal they want to continue to think about funding. Right? The introduction, background, give evidence that the problem needs to be solved. Why is this a problem? You're going to need to collect evidence as you are working on your annotated bibliography entries this week. Pay attention and find examples of evidence for your background section, why this is a problem and why it needs to be solved. The project description, the Howdy or Hello books talk about feasibility. Is this possible? What are the specific benefits of implementing the project? What are the consequences of not doing it? You're going to give a detailed description of what you're going to do and how you're going to do it. And then you're also and especially going to consider potential obstacles and how you will address them. No project goes perfectly smoothly. If you can anticipate some of the obstacles, your work will go much better. Somewhere in this document, some people put it in the middle, some people put it at the end, you need to give credentials. What is your credential for working on this? And you may say, well, I don't even have a college degree yet. How am I supposed to have credentials on this? Chances are, with many of the proposals that you turned in, you are an interested party. You are somebody who has been affected by the lack of whatever it is that you were proposing. So that is a credential in itself. The timeline, people are going to ask, do you mean you want to know how I'm going to finish this project between now and the end of the semester? And of course, the answer to that is no. The timeline is how long do you think doing what you propose to do will take? And so it's not necessarily tied to a specific date of starting. In the real world, the date of starting would be when you get the money, when you get the letter that says your proposal has been accepted, and then the timeline would come into play. So it's really about how much time do you think each step would be worth. And I've attached a couple of, or next week, I will attach a couple of videos that talk about setting up Gantt charts for your outline for this week. I don't expect you to have a fully developed timeline. Just be thinking about it, about how much time you think this project would take. Budget, what money is necessary to complete the project. I don't expect you to have exact figures, but I do expect you to think about all the possible expenses that need to be included in your request for a grant or corporate sponsorship, whatever it might be. And then finally, the conclusion's just as important as the beginning. It's one of the most impactful places in your presentation, and you need to make a strong statement that this project is valuable and needs to be done. And then, of course, give your sources in correct APA style. Your reference section should be neat and tidy. Don't forget the hanging indents. Anyway, so in short, in summary, the proposal paper topics remain the same, but I ask you to use this generic template and use these subheadings throughout your project, your final document. For this week, I'm asking you to complete an outline, meaning a very quick summary, a little bit of background, project description, credentials, timeline, budget, conclusion. Again, I'm asking you to think in bullet points under these rather than complete sentences. What are the things that need to be included under each of these headings to make sure that you cover everything you need to have? All right. Good luck. I look forward to seeing your proposal outlines later this week.